everybody. Yom Tov. Well, today it's Friday. Oh, happy Friday. And I hope everybody so far has been a great, yes, here we go again. I hope everybody has had a great week and that you're looking forward to a fantastic, relaxing weekend. Above all, a happy one, if you can. I feel for you if you haven't, and I just hope you're going to be having a happy and relaxing time soon. How have you all been? Have you been getting up to anything exciting at all? I just want to say welcome to any new people that we have. Welcome to the Haven. You are most welcome here. As I keep saying, to the point where everybody who's been here since the beginning, we are a very, very loving, friendly bunch of people. We are a family, a community, and we support each other. And if anyone's in need, and if you have questions or you need to offload, this is the place for you. The golden rule here is, and it's a kind of a mantra for all of us, is that you are never alone. No one is ever alone. As long as the Haven is up and running, and in my situation in particular, once it's my time to leave, then A, there are plenty of videos left behind to watch, and B, I would love it if it could continue, but just under someone else's ideas, I suppose, the want of a happy phrase, I think. Trying to think about I had so many things in my head that I wanted to share with you since I saw you last. And you'll no doubt notice that Wiggy is back. Yes, here she is. I got her out of I've got a big, those picnic baskets you can get, the big ones. Well, hubby managed to get one from his work one Christmas. And it was filled with like all sorts of Christmas hampery stuff, like puddings and shortbread and bottles of whiskey and wine and that sort of stuff. Well, anyway, once it was emptied, he gave one to me, and then the next year he got another one. So of course my daughter had that one, and we each of us keep our makeup collections in it and anything. So you can imagine, mine's filled to the brim. My daughter's is filled to the brim when she needs another one, really. So, that's great. But I was trying to think now why I wanted to tell you about that. Oh, yes, Wiggy. What can I tell you? I'd forgotten that I would need to use silver shampoo to keep my hair trying to look white when obviously I'd had it bleached for the roots. Well, I forgot to get the stuff, so now of course it's going that horrible yellow. Plus it's dry and it snaps, and I know we lose lots of hair when we brush our hair and that, but I'm getting a lot just coming out, and as long as I'm on this medication, that's how my hair is going to be. And I was getting quite despondent with it, ladies and gents too, Even if sometimes we think we've got nothing else going for us, we like to think, our hair is our crown and glory, right? And I got this, well, I'd gone to this place online that was recommended by the hospital to get a wig. And I thought, with me already having short hair, I'd just get a short haired wig. Well, this one I got, and it was, in my opinion, the best one that I had. It was short, straight, and sort of cut in a bob. Straight hairline, cut like a bob, and like tapered to the front. Never had my hair like that before. So I thought, oh, that'd make a nice change. And then went to put it on today, and I asked my kids' opinions, and it was just like, no, it was the wrong kind of hair for what my son said, shape my face. And I mean, it just made my chins like stick out more than usual. So I went and we got Wiggy back out. Asked kids to get Wiggy out for me. And anyway, here she is back on again. So those of you who've watched some of the older videos, you've seen her before. And the last time I just washed her, dried her, and put her in a bag, and away she went. So I got her back out today, and here she is. And, you know, for the first time in a long time, and I mean, I know she's a wig, and it's not as if I'm going out anywhere. You know, I mean, I'm due at the doctor's next week to get my thyroid check done. Bloods and that taken, you know. And it's not as if I'm going to wear her out there. You know, they don't necessarily care what I look like as long as I turn up. But, you know, when you're stuck in the house and sometimes you're left with your thoughts, you know, and I've got a hand mirror, and I had to look at myself in the mirror, and I thought, God, your hair's a mess, and you're not wearing makeup anymore now, apart from when you put a video on, if you feel up to it. But today I just took my time over my makeup. I tried some different colours. There was a pink, very like the colour of this top, but I don't feel brave enough to wear that brighter pink. I think, you know, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but maybe I've got it totally wrong, but at 61, I don't think I can get away with Barbie pink. I mean, yes, I know I'm wearing this, but I'm in the house. I'm not going anywhere. And yes, to a certain degree, you could say, well, you know what, you're being seen by all these people in YouTube land. But I don't know, I don't feel like, when I talk to you guys, I don't feel like I'm in YouTube land. I just feel like I'm talking to my friends. You know, I'm just, the only thing that's sort of between all of us is distance, and well, this camera, but apart from that, I told you, I imagine you're sitting around the table with me, and we're all just chattering on and talking to each other, and, you know, having sandwiches and coffee and coffee cake and stuff like that. I'm thinking about coffee cake. Hubby brought home a nice coffee cake, so I've had some of that. Oh, it was very nice. That's another thing I've noticed, is that my taste buds have sort of like weirdly been affected, so things don't taste, you know, sort of taking the edge off stuff. So you know, when they go shopping, either, you know, the kids will point something out that they think I might like, or hubby does that. They're very, very good to me, you know. They really are. I am so lucky. I am so lucky in my family. And I'm so lucky to have you in the Haven. You know, who could be luckier than me? And I'm just always so thankful. And oh yes, that was what I was going to tell you about. I've been reading books by Dr Elisabeth Kubler-Ross, and she wrote on death and dying. I think it was the late 60s, early 70s, something like that. And she only died last year or the year before. And that's helped me. You know, when you get to a certain point where, you know, you are ready to move on, but it goes on about how sometimes families refuse to talk about it because they can't handle it, and or patients aren't told. I find it weird that it still happens to this day. You know, some patients don't want to be told, they don't want to know. They just want to carry on in ignorance, which I find that very, very strange. Or there are some patients who will get their diagnosis on their own and then won't allow their families to be told, which I can't get my head around that either, because I could not share that with my family, do you know? I think they'd be very cross with me if I didn't. So, and I know that you guys would feel very let down if, after everything else I've shared with you, that I didn't share with you the biggest game changer in my life. So, but anyway, I finished reading her books, and then I don't know where I stumbled across it, but I came across this particular set of videos about near-death experiences. And, you know, I'm not scared, I've told you, about death. I'm not scared about that. The one thing I am worried about, though, is the life review. And this is, I mean, I'm only talking about my beliefs, okay? I'm not expecting anybody else to believe me. But if you look up videos about near-death experiences, they will tell you that, and I mean just about in every case, that you have to go through a life review. And basically what that means is, you know, because when you go to the other side, you're met with wall-to-wall love. It's just waves of love. It's like you're just swallowed up in this sea of love. And there's no judgment, okay? But you have to look at your life review. And, you know, it doesn't matter what good thing you've done or what bad thing you've done or what have you. You're shown what you did, and then you're shown how it felt for that person. So if you did something sort of nasty to somebody, you are made to feel how it made them feel, and then how it affected them for a period of time until they got past it. And, you know, talk about feeling remorse. I have got a heck of a lot to be remorseful for. You know, I've said some awful things to people at times. You know, when I was a kid. And I mean, when I was older at school and home life and, you know, quarrelling with your siblings and things like that. So, you know, as long as you show true remorse, I think that helps. But what I've managed to pick up is that, you know, hell is of your own making. So the worse off you've been, the furthest you will be away from love. And whether you call it God, whether you call it the source of all it is, whether you call it universal energies, whatever name you want to give it, it's love. Okay? So, the likes of Ted Bundy, for example, I imagine he's going to be quite a long way away from love, and he is going to have to, I don't know what lessons he's got to learn or what he's got to go through in order to finally be worthy of love. Although God's supposed to love everyone, and I suppose he loves Ted Bundy, but I don't suppose he loved what he did. You know, none of us did. Same for us with the Yorkshire Ripper over here in the UK, you know. And as for Hitler and Stalin and Pol Pot and, you know, Nicolae Ceausescu in Romania and Putin at the moment, you know, I mean, it seems to me they are a long, long way from the light and very far away from love. And the bottom line of all these YouTube videos that I've been watching is that everything boils down to love. And it reminds me of that meditation that I had where that lady said, you know, the answer to everything is love. And it really does make you think that it's so much harder to love someone than to hate them. It can take you a long time to love someone, but it can take you moments to hate somebody and to carry on feeling that way. So I think the only time that we are going to find true peace in this world is if we finally just decide to accept each other for who we are and to love each other. And you're going to think I'm like some sermon preaching, whatever, but honestly I'm not. You know me, I'm just me. And I'm on a particular journey right now. It's not a journey that I would wish on anybody. I take great comfort in the fact that when people do see me, you know, when I do pop out of the cave and they tell me that I look remarkably well, and I take great hope from that. and I think I look okay. You know, you wouldn't look at me, you wouldn't think there was anything wrong with me. And I want to maintain that for as long as I possibly can. And, you know, and long may it stay this way. Oh, I tell you what I was going to tell you. I was going to share with you something that I read in one of Lady Colin Campbell's books. Now, I don't know if many of you know her, but she's a Jamaican-born socialite. She's 72. She's got a YouTube channel called Lady Colin Campbell. And I know some of you like royal stories. Well, here's one that, you know, let's put it this way. When Lady Colin Campbell wrote this book about the Queen's mother, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, she was never sued over anything that was written. And she said herself she had excellent sources. And she said that the Queen Mother's parents desperately wanted to have more children. But I think, was her name Lady Strathern? The present Queen's grandmother was getting too old to have children. And I think she'd had about 15 beforehand anyway. They had a very large family. And allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, they employed a cook. And her name was Marguerite. And the Queen Mother's name was Elizabeth Angela Marguerite. And she also had a little brother called David. And allegedly, Lord Strathern sort of biblically came to know the cook who gave birth to Elizabeth and David, and then both babies were very quickly given to Lady Strathern, who passed them off as her own. So, and like I said, I read that in Lady Colin Campbell's book about Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. The other thing, now, is anybody listening? Just you and me, okay. Well, apparently, when Queen Elizabeth married Bertie, the Duke of York, you know, the one from the King's Speech. Well, he wasn't the man that she wanted. She was actually already in love with somebody else. I think he was called Ian Stewart or something like that. Well, when Queen Mary found out that this other lord was in the picture and her son Bertie wanted to marry Elizabeth, Queen Mary conspired to have him kicked out the picture, sent to Oklahoma, away from Scotland, to work in the oil fields. So that made the path clear for Bertie to yet again go and propose to the Queen Mother. He proposed to her 3 times before she accepted him, and she wasn't going to accept him. She originally wanted David, who was the Prince of Wales then, who ended up becoming Edward VIII, who abdicated. Well, she wanted him, and he thought she was great fun, but he wasn't attracted to her. And anyway, on the second occasion, she'd said no to this Prince Bertie, and who became George VI, by the way. And apparently, by this point, Queen Mary was getting a bit knocked, and she let it be known that if little Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon wasn't prepared to accept her son, then society would turn their backs on the family. Now, that would have been social suicide, okay? So, Elizabeth very, very quickly changed her mind, invited Prince Albert down to their home, and over the weekend allowed him to ask her for her hand in marriage again, and this time she said yes. Well, they got married. Now, David and Bertie were each other's best friends, right? And they wrote to each other all the time. You know, I mean, yes, there was a telephone, but it was very much a time where you wrote letters and things, okay? And anyway, there's a letter. It's still there to be read, that Bertie had written to David saying that he was really looking forward to his wedding night and all that sort of thing. And I mean, he'd sown his wild oats, as all young men had then. So he had some experience, and he knew that Elizabeth was a virgin. And he very quickly found out that she wasn't interested in the fuller aspects of marriage, shall we say. And he just apparently told David that the wedding night was a disaster, that Elizabeth was more or less, you know, very unhappy at having to go through that sort of thing. And they didn't have the present queen until they'd been married for 3 years. And people sort of wondering, you know, why they're taking their time over having, you know, a baby. But because the act itself was such an anathema to the Queen Mother, that, and according to, it's all in Lady Colin Campbell's book, and it's all been verified. She has extremely good sources who have verified all of this, that the present Queen was impregnated in Harley Street with the Queen Mother there and the doctor using a turkey baster. And so was Princess Margaret. And when I read that, I was like, oh my God. And apparently very close friends of the couple and sources who knew the doctor and all this sort of thing. And Lady Colin is very careful the sort of stuff that she writes about, because she's always said she doesn't want to get sued. So I believe her. It does explain a lot. So there you go. There's a couple of little bits of juicy gossip for your royal gossip as well. And I mean, we're talking gossip that's 100 years old now. So, and of course, some of you still remember the Queen Mother and things like that. So I'm not speaking ill of the dead. I'm just reporting on what Lady Colin Campbell said. Oh my goodness, do you know something? I committed the cardinal sin again. I forgot to look and see what time it was when I started this video. And I actually don't, I know what time it is now. It's nearly 5:15 in the afternoon here in the UK. But I don't know what time I started. And I very much doubt I'm ever going to change my ways now. I will try, I think I did the last time, but I've got no idea how long I've been going now. I do know my pain levels are building. It's funny, you think you take, well, anybody who's taken, any kind of cancer medication, you think that, as you take it, it's fighting everything and the pain stops and the swelling stops and the discomfort stops and, yes, you've got to suffer different kinds of pain like joint pain and muscle pain, which is really bad in this arm here, right arm. Really bad in this arm. But it's starting up gradually in my left arm. Because I know that's caused by the letrozole, I just tolerate that because the alternative is a lot worse. But I honestly thought when I started taking it, like an idiot, I thought, oh, well, everything will just stop and calm down and what have you. But it's a bit like taking Oromorph. It only dulls it, doesn't take it away. So, in my case, it just slows me down a bit, I think. Do you know something? It will, I'll turn this camera off and then it'll all come back to me, what it was I was going to say to you. Now, I want you to let me know what you think about me wearing Wiggy. If you think I look ridiculous, let me know. I look a lot better in this one than I did with the little white one. And as my son said, the white one really looked like a wig. Whereas, all right, yes, this is a wig, but I managed to get away with it in my other videos. So, and I love wearing her. She's so, swishy and turn my head round and the curls feel. I always wanted to have hair like this, Even when I had hair like this, I wanted it more like this. So that makes sense. But, do you know, guys, I just want every moment we have together to mean something. And I just wanted to say thank you. I knew that was something. Just come back to me. I just want to say thank you to all of you who responded to my choice of song last week. And thank you for letting me know your choices. And I've listened to them all. We all, each of us have various choices in music and what have you. And they were interesting. I like the one that was all written out. Was that you, Daphne, who did that one? Who wrote out all the words to Pete's Dragon? That was lovely. If it wasn't you, Daphne, I'm sorry. Thank you for doing it. But Daphne, if it was you, thank you very much, love. It's been a long time. I can't remember if I've ever watched Pete's Dragon. I know my daughter did when she was younger, but I don't think I ever did. I don't know why. You're probably going to come for me now, aren't you? What? She's never watched Pete's Dragon. What's the matter with her? But no, never really. Didn't really appeal to me. Don't know why. But, it is what it is. Oh, and I've heard they're making a new Star Trek series. What's it called? I can't remember. It's very much in the making the way they did the original Star Trek, the original series. It's like, to boldly go where no man has gone before. I forget what the other thing is. They say Strange New Worlds. It might be called Strange New Worlds, actually. I think that's what it might be called. But I'm looking forward to that coming out. I really am looking forward to that. Watch every episode. God, I think Star Trek's going to go on longer than I will. I'll have to keep coming back and sitting in the living room with the kids while I watch it. That'll be good fun, won't it? Anyway, I better go and leave you guys in peace. I've yacked on far too long. So, again, thank you very much for watching, and thank you for listening to this old bag just waffle on and on and on. I really do hope you have a great weekend ahead, and I want to try and sort of build my speed up and get into some things, but as you can see, makeup or not, wig or not, I'm just so tired all the time. My get up and go has got up and went. You know how these things go. Anyway, I love you all very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye for now, guys. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.